Hey y'all, it's just me, Eileen. I know it's been a while since I've posted here on this channel, but been a lot going on the past couple of weeks, and I have not really honestly felt like doing a video. It's been all I could do to do videos for my main channel. Some of you may know what's been going on, some of you may not. The last Thursday in May, it would have been the 30th, I believe, the battery went dead on the car, and so we had to get a new battery, and because of that we were unable to do our daily thing, and we're basically told just whenever, and that was the last we've heard from them on that. And no phone call, no knock on the door, see how we're doing, have you got a new battery, have you got the car running. So nothing on that end on that. We do have the car running. Wound up, we needed a thermostat cover as well. That's been fixed. I believe there was a linkage cable that was messed up, and that's been fixed. We've got the parts for the van to get the brakes fixed. Piggy has changed out the headlights. I had put up a GoFundMe for the help on that, getting the money to fix everything, and everybody's been so wonderful about helping us out. We have been truly blessed beyond measure, and that's actually been, even though it started out bad, it actually turned out to be good. Well, that Thursday was the last time we had actually left the house like that, and it was also the starting of our Charlie kind of going downhill a little bit. We noticed that he was eating less, being a little bit more lethargic. Didn't really think anything about it, because usually during changeover from spring to summer he gets that way, and he'd get because of the heat and things, he'd get to where he wouldn't really eat a lot. But that wasn't the case on this time. We noticed that first week of June that he started getting worse. He got to the point, I noticed I would put out food for him, he didn't even touch it. And I would, put it up, and I'd give it back to him later, and he still, he would try, he'd sniff at it, and he just wouldn't eat. He'd drink a little bit of water, but he wouldn't eat. So didn't really think anything about it for the first few days, because like I said, he's done that before. He'd drink the water, but he wouldn't eat. And this time we noticed that as the days wore on, it got to the point that he was exhibiting some really strange behavior. He was throwing up a lot. And I thought, well, maybe it's, the fleas making him sick, whatever. But that wasn't it. I mean, like I said, we deal with this like every year with him. He would get sick when fleas get really bad, and like I said, he would get to where he wouldn't eat. He'd get a little lethargic, but then he would pep back up. He didn't pep back up this time. Last Saturday night, which was June the 1st, he got real bad, and I started not to do a live last week, but I went ahead and I did my live, and I was on for probably a little over an hour, and because I wanted to be with him just in case something happened to him. He had a few episodes throughout the night, and when he would get sick, he would start convulsing, and he would just fall over, and it got bad. It got really bad, y'all. I laid him a towel down beside Piggy's chair because he wanted to be in there with Piggy in the living room. And he laid there. And after his last really bad bout, I laid him a thick towel in the bedroom for him to lay on. And he came in there and he laid down. And he got up and he went to Piggy's side of the bed, like he wanted to get up on the bed. But he just laid down on the floor. And I went and checked on him. He looked up at me and he got up and he followed me back over to where his towel was. And he laid down on his towel. And it wasn't 10, 15 minutes later, he had a real bad spasm where it was almost like he was choking, but he hadn't eaten anything, he wasn't drinking anything. And it's just like his body shut down on him. And I hollered for Piggy to come in there. And we sat with him while he drew his last breath. And we kept our hands on him till his little heart stopped beating. And that was early Sunday morning between 1 and 2 a.m. And I've been a wreck ever since. And I'm not going to pull any punches, y'all. Yeah, I'll tell everybody I'm fine. But I miss my Charlie. We had him for a little over 8.5 years. He turned 9 in February. And in September, we would have had him for 9 years. But the way he died lends Piggy and I to think he was poisoned. And there's very limited ways he could have gotten poisoned. I'm not going to say what we think on it because there's some things that we know. I'm just not going to put out there. But it's a case of, we know there's very limited places he could have gotten it. And with us having been at home with him, it had to have happened either when we were gone that Thursday morning, or it had to have happened while he was outside one of the few days he was out walking around in the yard throughout the week. But with him having been getting a little bit sick from that Thursday evening on, getting lethargic and things, we think it happened that Thursday morning. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, Monday, which, I mean, Piggy's already talked about this. I think he talked about it in the video. But we got him buried Monday. Had to find a place. Piggy tried 2 different places before we settled on a third place. He tried to dig up the ground in one spot, and it was just so hard and so many roots and gravel and rock. So we left that place and we waited till an hour or so later so Piggy could rest because he was worn out. Decided on a different place, went there. He got the top layer of grass off the ground and run into nothing but rock. I mean, just, it was like chert, like an old driveway there that would pack chert for about 2.5, 3, 4 inches deep, something like that. Piggy finally got one little section of it down to dirt, but I told him, I said, there's no way you can dig up that whole thing. And there was a place in the backyard where an old tree was that they had taken down and left a big hole, and it had been filled in with dirt and stuff from where they worked on the lower drive down there at the other end of the house. And went back there, and Piggy was able to dig through that. There was some good sized brick, rock, things like that in there. And he almost had the hole dug, and his mother walked up from her house, which we've told you she lives next door, and hollered out, "What you doing?" She could see he was standing there with the shovel in his hand and throwing dirt to the side, but kept asking him what he was doing. And I told her, I said, "He's digging a hole." "Well, what you digging a hole for?" And Piggy was not in the mood to talk to her. They don't get along as it is, and I usually have to be the go-between. But I was not in the mood to be nice. I was not in a good mood at all. And, I told her flat out finally, I said, I had told her, I said, to bury our dog. And she's like, "What?" I said, and I just flat out told her, I said, "Our dog died." I was a little bit gruff and abrupt, let her know. And she talking about, "Oh, he's such a good dog." She doesn't know what kind of dog he was because she never come around him. She didn't want to be around him because she don't like dogs. And the only reason she tolerates the cats is because they kill rats and mice and moles and voles and, keep the vermin away. But, let her know he died. Well, what happened to him? And I told her, he got into some poison. Don't know how, don't know exactly where. "Well, we don't put poison out." I'm like, "Well, I didn't say you did," but I didn't tell her that. Like I said, I didn't say they put no poison out. I said he got into some. Y'all take account. We have other neighbors besides them. And poison could have come from anywhere. But Piggy has a thing that says guilty dog barks first. Well, that's all I'm going to say on that. Excuse me, y'all. But we got him buried. Now, taking account now, that's the one we take his aunt. We took his aunt to daycare for her. She never once asked us at that time, did we get the car fixed? Have we got the battery? Have we been able to go get groceries? Have we been able to do anything? She never once asked if any of that had been taken care of and gotten. All she wanted to know was what he was doing. When he was digging a hole, and you could see plainly he had a shovel and was digging a hole. Well, she went on back down to up her place. Piggy finished digging out the hole. We made sure it was by there. I come in, got Charlie. And I had, to be honest, I had no towel. I'd wrapped him up in, just so he wouldn't be laying there. And I buried him in that towel and all. And we covered him back up, and Piggy put the rocks, and they're good sized rocks, y'all. I'm not saying they're small. They were good size. Some of them 3 and 4 or 5 inches, big rocks. And he put a little bit of the dirt back in, and put those rocks on top of that dirt, and then put more dirt in, filling up the hole, keep anything from digging him up. Because we do have a lot of wild animals around here. But I've been in a funk, sleeping, staying up all night, just trying to cope. And I know, y'all, he's a dog. And I can hear people saying, "Well, he was just a dog. It was just a dog." Well, when you can't have kids, and you're taking care of something from the time it was little till the time it gets older, it's more than just a dog, or it's more than just a cat. It becomes like a child to you, because that's the only child you got. And so it affected me very badly. It affected Piggy too, don't get me wrong. And it affected him a lot harder than he thought it was going to. But it's one of those things that I was doing okay the first day or two because I kept busy on Monday. Like I said, we were trying to find a place to bury him. And then into Tuesday. But by Tuesday evening, I was truly messed up. All I wanted to do was just sleep. I wanted to shut out the world. So I slept. I went to bed about 8:30 Tuesday evening. And I slept until about, I want to say 7:30, 8:30, something like that, Wednesday night. I almost 24 hours. And Piggy knows that's not good for me. It's one thing for me to need to rest. It's one thing for me to need to shut down for a little bit. But I was diagnosed with major depression back in 2010 after my mom died. And I know my triggers on that, and my triggers are sleeping for long periods of time. It is for having insomnia for long periods of time, because mine would switch back and forth. I would sleep and sleep and sleep, and then I would be up for days. Almost like a manic, but I was instead of with manic depression, I was diagnosed with major depression. And when I get into a spot where I know that's where I'm at, I have to consciously get out of that. And with Piggy having depression and him knowing about depression, it helps me because he knows what to say to help me through. I'm not as good about being able to help. I mean, I can talk to him, but sometimes I have to let him work his own things out. And in this case, he was good enough to let me be able to work what I needed to work out. I was to the point, I didn't even care that I didn't put out a video on Wednesday. I was sad out of it. But I did get up Wednesday evening, and I made it through Wednesday evening and Thursday, and I've done a video Thursday that will be coming out Monday. And I've got a video that came out yesterday. I'll have my live tonight on my other channel. And I'm working through it. Do I still have problems with it? Yeah, I still grieve for him. I still miss my little Charlie. Miss some little tappy toes of his on the floors, and him little spring legs of his trying to push him up on the bed when he's jumping up on the bed. And I miss him jumping up in my lap and just being my lap dog. Tomorrow will be a week. 7 days. But life does go on. And there's a lot that I've got to get done. I've taken my time to grieve. And now I am going to work on getting things done so that when God moves us on our next part of our journey in life, we'll be ready. And I know that it will be coming sooner than I expect, because I tell you, when God decides to work, He'll move you in a heartbeat. Believe me, I know that one. He's done it before for me. But I just want to let everybody know why I haven't posted anything, and to let you know that I'm going to do my best to post at least 2 videos a week on this channel, if not more. I just had a lot going on the past couple of weeks, and I may use this channel more as a sounding board on things, just until I can get myself straightened out a little bit, because I don't like feeling down in the dumps and depressed. I like being able to smile and have fun in life, even if all I do is just laugh at some things that's going on around me. But I thank y'all for listening, and I hope y'all all have a great day, a great week. And just remember, hug your loved ones. Let them know you love them, even your pets. The fur babies need to know you love them too, because they give unconditional love, y'all. We'll talk with you later. Bye, y'all.